happens when you're on lockdown with your neighbors all day long. I'm tired.
My name is Teju. A lot of people call me Karina. I'm a small fashion business owner as well as a fashion education platform founder. If you're new to this channel, I share a lot of things about fashion, fun. I will be sharing because I just started. I will be sharing a lot of things about fashion, fun, Paris, the fashion industry, how I'm trying to maneuver it here because I'm trying to build an international brand outside Africa. I initially had like a fashion business in Africa for 7 years before I decided to seek discomfort and move to Paris. Anyways, if you are here for gist and for a lot of things, if you just want to be my friend, like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you in advance. So let's move on to what the itinerary for the. I'm sure I did not say that properly. My sister always insults me for that. So the order of the day, let me just put it down. So I last few days I told a couple of my community people, that's my students, fashion designer community people, to ask me any questions that I'm going to answer. So I have a few questions that I picked out. I'm sure you just saw it now. Oh, yeah, just going to see it now. So why did I start sewing? When did I start sewing? I started my business at the end of 2012. I started my business before I actually learned how to sew, and I started with male natives. Like, if you're Nigerian, you know that like our traditional outfits are really like a hit. That's what most designers are interested in doing. So I started with that actually. I remember I started with jalamias because that time it was really, really trendy. So after like a year or two, I decided to learn how to sew because my workers showed me pay. So I decided I needed to know the tricks, and then I realized that it's hard to find good tailors in Nigeria, so I needed to learn it properly. So even if I don't even find any, because they're also expensive, I could teach my tailors what exactly I expect from them. So that was why when I started. How was I able to juggle my fashion design business with my education? If you didn't know, I started my business while I was in medical school. I was studying radiography at the time. How I was able to juggle it all, I must tell you, it is time management. So you have to learn how to manage your time basically. So I had to filter like what my 24 hours. I had to tell myself this was what exactly I was going to use it for. I had to remove a lot of things, like, when you're in uni and you just in the evening just want to stroll around, and I wasn't doing all of that. So I had, and then replace it with important things like interning, like sewing for my clients, like meeting my tailors, like consultations. So I had to put those things, and as well going to school and reading. I had to spend a lot of time doing all this, and yes, I didn't get a lot of sleep. My friends will tell you that. And I was very lucky to have really, really good friends. They helped me very much with my education at that time. So there were a lot of things that I wouldn't be running around to do, because I know I had people that would help me, like with things like registration, or like they were always keeping me on my toes. So it was really, really, really easy for me. Shout out to Sandra and Tom. They, like, with the three of us, were like cliques in uni then. So that I had really good friends. I learned to like manage my time properly. I had to remove unimportant things and actually put like really in the things that were important to me at that time. So I think the trick is just time management, to be honest. Just learn to manage your time. It's with everything. It's not only in school, even as an adult, like you'll be busy, you have a lot of things you're doing. But my neighbors, you have a lot of things that you're doing, but you have to just learn to like juggle everything. Like you have to learn to manage your time. Give your time to important things. Unimportant things, just let it go. Like, that is just how it is. Whether you're in school, whether you're working and running your business, I think this thing is just the same. Next one, after graduation, how I was able to make my decision to like pursue fashion as a career, as instead of like my radiography degree. So because for me personally, because I was already running a fashion business and I was already making profit. So like my business was already structured, kind of structured before I finished school. I kind of like already knew what exactly it is I wanted. I think it's a bit different when you are just like finishing school and then you're starting out. So like, I mean, for me, it was easier for me to make that decision. And I mean, fashion is my passion. Really, I from the start of my studying radiography, I already knew that I wasn't going to practice. I was sure that I wasn't going to practice. So it was easy for me to make that decision, really. And then I was already making profit, and the things I wanted for my fashion design business was I was already accomplishing it. So I had the fulfillment already. So it was so easy for me to make the decision. And also my school kept us for 2 years before graduating. So it even made the decision much easier. So how I pushed my business, because we know that you need money to make money. For me, I started my business with zero capital. In that time, it was easy to do that because Instagram was just starting out. Everybody was just testing the waters with e-commerce, and my business was purely e-commerce when I first started. So it was easy for me, I must say, because I didn't have to spend money on adverts. Like now, it will be really hard for you to start. It will not be so hard. You have to be smart, Tasha, because I've started some other businesses even with zero capital or with less capital. Basically, for me, it was how I was able to do it. Let me just explain it right now. I don't know how it worked for other people, but how I was able to do it. So what I was able to do is, when I started my business, it was like an order basis. At that time, e-commerce was just starting, like I said, and most people were buying into this pay before you receive your goods. So I was able to like convince people to make an order. So I used the money that they paid, I used it to run the order through, and then the profit was left for me. So I was using like people's money as capital to push the business. And then another thing I did was that I made sure that most of the money I was making for my business, I was pushing it back into the business. If you have passion, really, you'll be able to do that. If you want to run a business, you need to understand that you need to use money to make money. So all the money from your business, you have to have, even if not everything, like a percentage that you keep pushing back into the brand. If it means that you are going to have another side hustle that would maintain you, like for example, as I'm in France right now, because like I'm literally just starting up again as an international brand, because now I'm restructuring my business. I want my brand to be an international brand for women all over the world, not just Black African women. So for me, it's kind of like I'm starting again. So what I am doing is I have like other side incomes, other side hustles basically, that I'm doing to be able to fund myself. So I'm making sure that at least a lot of money I'm getting from my business right now, I'm trying to push it back into the brand.
And what saving schemes or sponsorship has worked for me? I must say, like for me, I don't have it. I've never had any sponsorship aside from the sponsorship that brought me to my school in Paris. Most times I win some competition money. Very few times I win some competition money or like some gifts from competitions, but that's not like the bulk of what my business is like funded on. Applying for more grants, I'm applying for more like fashion business funds and all of that. That's like one of the things I'm really doing this year. And yeah, that's it for me. So sponsorships are not really it for me. I've won some competition money for the business, but not sponsorships.
Saving schemes. I've had to. In the beginning, I wasn't saving because when I first started, I had no business background. Like there was nobody giving me. I need to check if this video is still running. Pushing back my money into my business and spending the rest. That was how it was. But at a point in my life, I realized that I needed like to run my business like a real business, which involves saving and investing and the likes, because if I don't do that, my business would not grow. So I started saving. I did like group saving. I don't know what they call that thing, that like different people will come together to save a particular amount of money, and every month somebody takes the bulk. So I was doing that. I did that in 2 places. Please, the struggles. Yes, let me talk about that one struggle, because when if people don't pay, you're not going to get your money. So you have to work with reliable people. That one was a big problem for me, because if it's something that you really need the money, then you have to pray that people will pay up. That's one. Then you can do things like I'm not advertising them, but let me use them for example. Piggy vest, so where you save your money and then you get returns. Also, you can do, I know now banks are no more interested in people investing. They are looking for more people to take loans, which is so ridiculous, by the way. I mean, Nigerian banks especially, they are looking for more people to take loans, and loan is a liability. Investment is with the assets. So I would not really advise you so much to take a loan, except that you know that you have the capacity to pay it back, and then you'll be able to pay it back. But for me, I was doing that. You can do that. What's the name of these people? The bank calls this investment. It's really good. That's what a lot of treasury bill. So that's what a lot of people do as well. A lot of business owners. I was doing that as well. I guarantee that one too as well. You can do group savings. I used to save with my mom. My mom is one of the most reliable people in my life, so I used to save with her as well. I was doing like the way you gather your money by multiple streams of income. That's how I was saving, like in multiple places, to allow the money to quickly, to quickly harvest. So how was I able to learn everything within a short time? 7 years is not a short time, or let me say like 5 to 6 years is not a short time to learn a lot of things, at least in my own opinion. Even if you went to university, you'll have graduated. But then the biggest tip I want to like pass across is that if you are really interested and passionate about something, then you would immerse yourself in it. So for me, like, there's no single day that passes that I do not watch a tutorial on sewing, or you cannot know everything. Even right now, there are things I don't know, there are things I'm still learning, there are things I'm still taking classes for. I mean, I moved myself to come and learn. So like, you have to immerse yourself in it. Keep learning. Surround yourself with educational content like YouTube videos. There are a lot of, if you are not like starting from scratch, like you're not like a basic beginner, you have already some ideas, so you will know if this YouTuber is telling you nonsense or if they're telling you the correct thing. You'll be able to like weigh your options and see, okay, is there a better way to go about this or no? And then you'll see that your brain on its own starts to catch up this thing. It doesn't need to like get all the information. You'll be able to figure it out on its own. So my advice is for you to immerse yourself in content. Like, if it's fashion design you're interested in, immerse yourself in fashion design content. Like, live, breathe it. Trust me, you will learn it within a very short time. I think that's one of the fastest ways to learn anything. And then practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. I'm talking to myself right now. I need to practice. I've been sleeping too much. This lockdown is not easy. Sleeping, eating, thinking about, oh my god, I still gotta pay rent, but god day. Then the last thing, how I started teaching, everybody around me like saw that I had a knack for teaching even before I started like collecting money to teach people, because I was even teaching people for free. So people already saw that I had a knack for that, and they just pushed me.
Then how to choose your name, that one is going to be forever a complex topic. The first thing I'll say is that if you have no idea of what your name should be, you should, like for me, I didn't do that, but I wish I actually did that right now. If you have no idea of what your brand name should be, just make it your name. Do you know why? Because even if you decide to sell your company in future, that company still has the identity of your name. So like it's going to be hard to take that one away from you. So you could just make it your name or add a few things, and then I would say, if you want to pick a name, try to first write like 50 different names. Just be scribbling, even if it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. From that 50, then you start to shortlist them till you find the perfect one. I think that is my tip. My name 7th Avenue was actually gotten by my sister and her best friend. Then they came up with the name, and it's pretty cool. So yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, say hi, make sure you comment and you like and you subscribe if you want to keep seeing my face.